Good afternoon, everybody. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to see if I can connect with anybody. It's lovely to see you all. And just a minute, my chat's going absolutely crazy with everybody. Oh, nice to see you from the US, Kathleen. Thank you. Right, okay, right. I'm just going to work with it if that's all right with you, and just hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. All right. Um, I've got a lovely lady building up with me, and I know that she's also kind of given me the feeling I feel like she would have been grandma, but she's got the motherly feeling of anybody, whoever I need to connect with. And I also know as well with her that she tried to do as much as she possibly can to help with the family in everything and fetch everything together. Does anybody understand this? Because can't see where I'm the name that I'm being connected with. I also know that I need to give the month of March and May as a very significant time of month. And I also know as well that whoever I need to connect with would also understand that too. And I also know that she had the biggest heart and she also liked cooking and baking. So usually it's one or the other, but she's given me the both. So I know that she's a very, very family orientated and making sure that everybody else is understanding that. Because I know that whoever I need to connect with would also understand where they're also kind of connecting with the cooking as well, more so than the baking. So I know that they're very, very experimental with the cooking as well. Does anybody else understand this as well? There's a few of you that understands this. Right, okay. I'm wanting to say whoever I need to connect with would also understand where Dave is also very significant, and he's down here too. He's not in spirit, so that should hopefully break it down. Does that make sense? Kissa, you understand most of everything that I'm saying anyway, don't you? So can you just confirm that you're understanding everything else that I've just said as well? I don't know. No. Thank you very much, Kathleen. David is in spirit. Okay, that's fine. Would you also understand where I want to say to you as well? This is the time now for you to start actually taking things on the next step within your life. I also know as well that she's wanting to push you on forward, is your grandma, and I'm wanting to say that she's giving you insights by coming close to you as much as she possibly can in so many different ways that she's saying now's the time to actually do what you need to do for yourself, and this is very important. And I also know that there's some decisions that you need to make as well, that needs to be moved on forward with that. Do you also understand that the new path is open? Lovely. Okay, because she's saying this is the time for you to actually move on forward. All right. She gives you a right big push in with that, and she's trying to do it in the nicest possible way, but there's some things that you are not listening to, so she's going to give you the biggest push that she possibly can in that way. Okay. Big decision to make. Yes, lovely. That's great that you understand that. I'm going to leave her love with you because she's giving you all the love that I possibly can give you, and she's actually given me a big rose that I want to say, and it's so beautiful. It's cream, and it's actually in between of being open, but also not fully in bloom yet. So I know that we just need to just move on forward with our own self-care and self-love to actually continue with that. Do you also understand that? I'm hoping that I'm saying your name right. Kissa. She grew roses. All right. Well, you must also understand where you've actually been smelling lavender around you as well. Not just the roses, but also lavender as well. That's been around you too, because she's giving you the lavender. Just to also give you that kind of instance of just trying to help you slow down, keep calm, and to help you sleep as well. Oh, yeah, you understand that. That's wonderful. I'm going to leave your Grand's love with you and just know that she's behind you every step of the way. All right, so I'm just going to leave that there and say thank you very much. Thank you. Right, okay, let's just see if we can connect with somebody else. Okay. There was somebody else that could have understood some of that as well. Kathleen, can I just connect with you, my love? I know that you didn't understand Dave, but that was just my way of separating who I needed to be with. Okay, you're welcome, kisser. Can I just link with Kathleen, please? Yeah, that's you. Kathleen, is it Elia? All right, okay. Please excuse me if I say your name wrong. Right. So you understood kind of a little bit of what I was saying within the grandma kind of link as well. But can you also understand that you helped her with her health issues and with the cares of her attending to her needs? And I also know as well that she's wanting to say that you've got a photograph of her as well that's around as well. Would you also understand that, Kathleen? Yes, lovely. That's fine. It's just taking a long time to get through to my feeds. Right, okay, because she's wanting to come forward and she's wanting to speak to you as well as your grandma. And I also know as well that, would you also understand where Kitty is? Because she's just said the name Kitty, and I'm just feeling that I'm just wanting to know where that fits in. You should also understand where the month of September is also very significant as well, and I feel like that is a birthday as well. And I'm wanting to say to you as well, there is some paperwork that is no Kitty. That's fine. Let me just see if I can find it. Would you understand where there's a cat in spirit instead? Because if you don't understand Kitty, then I know that I heard that very, very strongly. So I'm wanting to know. I am very nosy, so I just kind of try and find out what I'm saying and what it means, even though it's not meant for me. No September and no cat in spirit. Okay. Does anybody else understand this? If Kathleen doesn't understand it. Right, Kathleen, would you also understand where September there were some changes around there that also met there was something very significant that was happening around September? Because she's just giving me again, and I don't feel like I want to move on from you. And I want to say to you as well that we need to put our best foot forward and give you the motivation to continue with daily life as well. Because I know that we've just kind of had a fluctuant around now over the last 6 months. Would you also understand that? Kathleen, do you still understand where I am with you, love? Hello, everybody. Right, that's fine. A spiritual awakening, that is fine. I just know that I needed to connect back with you, and I knew that I need to go back to September. Just remember what I said about Kitty, okay? So I don't know where that fits in, but if you understand it, if you don't understand it, please take it with you. Would you also understand where she's also given me the love, and she's such a delicate lady? But she could hold her own as well if she needed to, but that was very far and few if needed to be. Do you also understand that, my lovely? Because I'm wanting to give you all the love that I possibly can and the upliftment as much as I possibly can. And I'm wanting to say to you that there's healing coming forward to you in the knees, in the hips and in the feet as well. So mainly the lower body that I'm wanting to send it to you. Okay. And I'm wanting to say to you as well, you always have to put your best foot forward. And it always seems like you're always doing that quite recently. And you just wouldn't mind a break, she's saying. But obviously, we know how the spirit world works. And we're just letting you know that they're sending you everything that you are needing at this possible moment. Keep the faith and keep going, my darling. I also know that you've also had experiences of connecting with her as well. So I know that you haven't seen her in the strongly, but I do know that her presence has been around you, and you've actually kind of taken note, but you've also asked for confirmation, and you just needed that validating. Would you also understand that, my lovely? Lovely that you can understand that. I'm going to leave that there with you, Kathleen, if I may. And I'm wanting, what do I want to leave it with? A nice cup of tea. A nice cup of tea. Because I feel like she's just like, she loved her cup of tea. And you were quite particular on making her what she wanted. Do you also understand that, love? You're welcome. Just let me know that you understand that last bit with the cup of teas, and then I can move on. Right, let's just see who we need to be with now. Jodie, can I just come to you? Jodie Jenkins, can I just come to you, my darling? Okay. Would you understand where there is a beautiful gentleman that's in the spirit world, and I know that he had issues with his breathing, and sometimes it could get a little bit frustrated with him, because I know that he was a gentleman that loved to do things for himself and be very independent. But I also know that he had to have accept the help from people around him to actually maintain certain things around, like with his self-care, with his own help around the home of where he was. And I also know that he loved to be clean, tidy with his attire as well. Would you also understand that, Jodie? Lovely, that's great that you understand it. Now, would you also understand where he's also saying, have you had your hair cut, my darling? Because I feel like I'm looking at mine and I'm wanting to go a little bit shorter. So I know that there has been where you've had your hair cut shorter than normal. Because it's just fetching that has been around you. And would you also understand that you've had some kind of dreams recently, and they've been a little bit scatty and a little bit hectic, that you've not totally understood what it's all meaning, and you keep asking, what does it mean? What does it mean? I don't understand. Do you understand that as well, my lovely? You understand. All right, then, that's lovely. Well, can I just say to you, all the jigsaw puzzles, as what we call them within these, it's actually snapped. What's actually snapped, if you don't mind me asking? While I wait for your comment, I'll just continue if that's all right. You understand that, right? Okay. Now, would you also understand where I'm wanting to say to you, the dreams are like a jigsaw puzzle, and that's how I'm going to present it, okay? And when we don't understand them, there are some jigsaw puzzles that are still a little bit missing. So we're just not need, oh, your hair snapped, okay, that's fine. Put loads of conditioner on and get it sorted. Okay, there's nothing worse than snapped hair. Right, okay, so where the jigsaw puzzles are not totally fitting because we're not getting the whole picture, that's why you're not getting it yet. And I'm wanting to say, I'm wanting to fetch that forward. You didn't have it cut for years. Well, we know what that means, though, don't we? We just need to just have it a right good trim. So what I'm wanting to say to you, with these dreams, they're just coming close, and just remember that things have changed for you even more so over the last 3 to 5 months, is just saying, and is trying to fetch everything to close together of previous events, present events, and what's next to the questions that you keep asking for. Okay, please be patient. Is saying he knows that that's not your best forte. Okay, but he's trying to help you as much as he possibly can. All right, so just a little bit more patient, and then it will become more clear. Don't be so busy within yourself as well, because this is just it's not helping you relax as well. Okay, just before you go to sleep. All right, so he's just wanting to let you know that he's there. Everything that you are asking for, they have received. They are trying to help you as much as they possibly can with answering these by showing them in different ways. Would you also understand where, excuse me, somebody quite likes, it's like a campula plant, but is showing me in a white form. I don't feel like it. I feel like it would have been like a more of a flower than the plant. So that kind of flower that is wanting to just give me to give to you. And I also know that you've also experienced the floral scent around you too, and you've smelt his aftershave. Would he also have experimented with the Old Spice aftershave? If you just let me know that you understand the last bit about the aftershave and the flower or the plant, Georgie, that would be great. Right, okay. Oh, that's wonderful that you understand what that is. The flower, that's great. Right, okay. Brew aftershave, not Old Spice. Right, okay. That's fine. If you don't understand the Old Spice, that's fine. It's like an Old Spice. Yeah, it's that kind of aftershave was the same, wasn't it? It was the Old Spice, and then the Brute came afterwards, and that's in a green bottle, but it's the white one that I got shown. Okay, right. I'm going to leave his love with you. Just know that he's around you, my darling, and he's helping you through what seems to be and listening to the questions that you're asking for. Okay, just watch where it just comes a little bit slow for you. All right. Thank you very much, darling. I am well aware of the lady that also had cancer, and I know that she's in the spirit world. I know that it started. Your dad did Old Spice. All right. Well, as long as you understand it, that's fine by me. All right. I just am well aware of a lady that had cancer. I know that she had it around in the tummy area, and I also know that it also took its toll on her, but also the people around her, because they didn't like to see her suffer as much as what she was doing. All right. She tried to keep a brave face on it, but she did. There were sometimes that she knew that she couldn't do. Does anybody else understand this? You're welcome, Jodie. My pleasure. Does anybody understand this lady that had cancer? Because I can't see the names as it's going quite fast. Autumn, you understand that, and Christine, you also understand that. Okay. She was such a large piece of in somebody's life, and I also know as well that with her, Mel, you also understand it, that I'm not just going to look at the comments at the moment, if that's all right, because I just feel like I want to build her up a little bit more. Whoever I need to connect with would also understand January, February, and October. These are the different months that she's given me. I know that she was such a lovely lady, always at the party of the soul, or loved life to the fullest as much as she possibly could. Okay. And I also know as well that she's wanting to fetch that love to the person and let them know that she's okay and she's healed really, really nicely. And she's not like that, how she was before she passed. She wants them to remember how she was before she started to get ill. Does anybody understand this message? Christine, you understand it? Yeah, lovely. So, and would you also understand that these images that we've got in our mind, they cannot be erased to fetch forward on how she was before she was ill? And I also know as well that, Mel, you can understand it. There's three of you that still can really understand it. Okay. The party of the life and living life to the full is what I am wanting to give. I also know that somebody who I need to connect with would also understand that they like white wine as well. Okay. So if you can understand it still, Geordie, then please take it with you. I don't feel very old with this lady. I feel like I want to go into my I'm not right good with with ages, when to get to a certain age, if that makes sense. I do feel that I want to be like in my 40s or maybe my 50s. Does let me just see. Mel, can you understand this, or Christine? You can understand it, Christine. That's lovely. I'm glad that you can take it all. Jodie, I'm still glad that you can take it all. Please take it with the love, the world of the spirit world as much as it's meant to be. Okay. I do feel like I want to link with Christine, if that's all right. She died at 48. That's fine. Right. Can you also understand where someone down here is also having issues with the throat as well? You know, like an irritant. She's just wanting to send healing around there. And I'm wanting to give you that comfort of knowing that she is fit and well, even though I feel like you already know this. I feel like it's just been a validation for you. And I'm wanting to say to you that someone down here of a younger male is also having issues as well. And she's just wanting to let you know that she's around them as much as she possibly can. I also know as well that I'm wanting to play with my wedding ring. And I'm twisting it around as well. So there must be either a wedding ring that somebody's got of hers, or she's been around somebody who like when they need to think or take that time out and they're just mulling things over, that they play with their jewellery and their ring as well. Would you also understand that, Christine? If you can just let me know that last little bit, and then I know that I'm on the right track. Do you understand that, Christine? Because you seem to have gone quiet. I'm also wanting to do loads of cooking as well. So I know that I'm wanting to experiment with the different kinds of foods around, not just the general English food, but also experimenting with the spices and the herbs as well. And try and adapt our diet a little bit as well. Would you also understand that, Christine? 'Cause you've seemed to have gone really quiet. I don't know if I'm still connecting with them. I feel like I'm still connecting with you. Do you understand this, Christine? Oh, right, okay, that's fine. As long as you understand it, that's fine. I'm experimenting with the cooking and so did she. That's wonderful. Well, just know when you're doing that, she's around you as much as she possibly can. I'm wanting to change things with somebody around that as well, because I'm wanting to add more different variety of vegetables as well. So I feel like somebody just needs to adapt their diet around you. Not you, but someone else of a younger generation just needs to just try it. Okay, instead of saying, "No, I don't like that," they haven't tried it, and she's just wanting to fetch that forward as well. Okay, my son wears her ring around his neck. As long as you understand that, that's fine as well. Okay. Now, I'm wanting to say to you, has your washer broken, or is there something to do with your washer that's been having a little bit of issues with? Because I've just wanted to put my washing in, and I feel like I just there's something things it's not working properly, or it's not cleaning properly. And I'm just wanting to say that she's just trying to fix it for you, and but she don't. She always likes to try and do things herself before she actually gets other people to actually have a look and help her with around the different things that was going off around the home, like fixing things and repairing things. You had to get a new washing machine. As long as it's already been done, darling, just know that she's just making me aware. I want to give you hydrangeas as well, that you should also understand as being a significant plant and flower. Okay, because I know that you can get them in the garden as a big bush, but I'm wanting to give you in a vase as well. So I know that there is an event coming up that she's wanting to just give you a nice bouquet of flowers, but I'm wanting to give you an upliftment around that too. Okay, that's why she's wanting to give you some flowers just to cheer you up a little bit. All right, my darling. So I'm going to leave her love with you. Just know that she's always there for you, my darling. All right. So if that's okay, I'll leave it there. Choose to buy them for me. Well, just know that she's continually doing that for you, my lovely. All right. And I'm going to leave her love as much as I possibly can. All right. And please put a smile on your face. Because if not, I feel like I'm going to tickle you. All right. And that's coming from her. All right, my lovely. So thank you very much, darling. Right, okay. Now I've got a gentleman with me, and I'm getting the feeling that he would have been somebody's dad. I know that he was a very straight gentleman. Always tried to be supportive as much as he possibly can. Not very, he was very direct when he was giving advice or when it was needed, or when he needed to intervene in somebody's life, but always try and do it for the best that I possibly could in like guidance. I've no idea where I'm going, so just bear with me with the names. If you understand it, then please let me know. And with this gentleman, I know that he was a very strong character and had strong beliefs, but didn't always put them across on anybody because they would have to find that life out themselves. It was very much of you experimenting things yourself within life, and then if he needed, then he would intervene if it weren't done correctly, or there was some support and guidance that was needed, if that makes sense. Okay, now he's coming forward, and I also know that he was just bear with me. I want to say 5'8", 5'9", if I may, of a standard build with him. I feel like it was in proportion for his height. And I do know that towards the back end of his life, he did kind of lose a little bit of weight as well. Okay, so does anybody understand this information? Bernadette, you understand this? Bernadette Connelly. Right, okay. So can I just work with you, darling? Yes, he lost weight too, yeah. Would you also understand that with him, Bernadette, that I'm wanting to say that is there must be things around you where you're just needing that extra support, and I felt that's going to be the theme tonight, this afternoon. He's going to trying to give you that strength to actually continue with everything that's going on. Okay. I also know that we've been lost within a pathway that we've been taken, and we feel like we've come to a crossroads with this lostness. And I'm just wanting to say to you, hold on tight, because this is what's coming forward. We have also asked, you do need the support right now. Well, just know that your dad's actually giving you it, my darling. And would you also understand where he's just saying, there's been a white feather that has crossed your path quite a few times over the last 1 to 2 weeks. And I'm wanting to say to you, this is the sign that your dad said that he would let you know that he was around you in so many different ways. I also know that you've had a pat on the shoulder as well. But like when you've turned, or you know that there is not a physical form there, but he is there because he's wanting to let you know that he is there. Okay. And he's showing you in different ways that he is there. All right. What else do you want to say? The support that you're actually giving to somebody as well, you are doing all that you are doing. There is nothing more that you can actually do. Okay, because it's just saying that you sometimes beat yourself up a little bit about, well, could I have done this? What else could I have done? Could I have said that a little bit better? Or what else should I have said? And it's just saying nothing. Nothing. You're doing everything that you need to do. Okay, everything that you have been doing is amazing. Give yourself a pat on the shoulder as well. Okay, he is extremely proud of you and how you've dealt with certain things, and you've actually kept your how can I put that? Your opinion. It's been either said in the correct context and in the correct way, or it's not being said at all because it's not needed. It's not the right time to actually put that across and be a little bit stronger. Would you also understand that, Bernadette? Good. I'm glad you understand it. Can I leave the love from your dad? It is immense. And I know that you get goose pimples as well on how close he comes to you as much as he possibly can. Okay. I also know that there has been issues with a light fitting, whether it's a lamp or a bulb or a ceiling light fitting, sorry. So I know that there has been some issues around there. Please don't mess about with it. It's just your dad letting you know that he's there. Okay, so I'm going to leave your dad's love with you and say thank you very much, darling. You are welcome. All right, and just know that the love's there for you, my lovely. Okay, thank you very much, darling. Okay. Somebody's uncle just passed away not long since. You thought he was messing about with your lads. Good. Well, I'm glad that you didn't do anything with it. All right. Somebody's uncle's just passed away, or there's a gentleman that's just passed away, but I don't feel that he would have been like a father or a grandfather. So it could either be like an uncle or a brother, to be fair. Sharon N, you understand your uncle, and it was this month. Okay. Let me just move this chair. Right. Okay. Would you understand where I'm wanting to say that it was a shock, but not a shock? Because I feel like there was some illness with him, but it took him a little bit quicker than what we thought we had. The time scale, we thought we had a little bit more time with him, but we didn't. Right, okay, you understand the different way that I'm feeling. Okay, thank you for validating that for me. Because he's just wanting to come forward and he's saying, was he a bit of a character as well? Because I feel like I want to say, I've actually made it to the spirit world and I'm doing absolutely fine. Okay, and it's, but I know that he loved life as much as he possibly could. He loved it, he did it to the full. And I also, what else do you want to say? Can I just ask you, Sharon, have you noticed that somebody's actually messing about with your hair? Because I feel like I want to mess about with your hair and just like stroke it. Yes, you're relieved. Life was hard. Yes, I totally get that. But I'm wanting to say, even though life may have been hard, he tried to live life as best that he possibly could. In you understand the hair, lovely. Okay, so hopefully he'll stop messing about with mine now. But I'm wanting to say to you, but he was always having the best time ever as much as he possibly could, and tried to implement that with the people that was around him as well. And you should also understand that with him too. Always trying to uplift people, make them laugh, but without not saying, I, I feel like I'm getting frustrated. And I know this is around you. Okay. Um, and I also know as well that there is a young female down here that's also taking his passing very, very hard too. Would you also understand that, my lovely? Yes, frustrated. Yeah, okay. But would you also understand where he's just wanting to give the love and let them know that to this younger female that's finding life a little bit tough themselves, and they can't see past what's going on. They don't see, they're finding it hard to continue. Well, I'm wanting to say to you from from your uncle that he's giving them all the love and all the support and all the help and healing that is needed at this moment in time. Okay, he didn't expect. I feel like with him, he kind of understood this, but didn't totally understand it. If that makes sense, and how it works, and what you can actually do. And he's saying that he's quite impressed with how easy, I want to say, that is adapted to being in the spirit world. Okay. That you have to excuse me, the lighting's going a little bit crazy around here with the sun. So I just wanting to let you know that he's around and he's trying to help them as much as he possibly can, with their own feelings as well and their emotions. Okay. You've sent healing to him. Well, it's greatly received, and I'll let you know that it has worked. Okay. And he's sending it back down here tenfold. Would you also understand where someone quite likes the soft drinks a little bit too strong, too much though? I feel like I'm wanting to go to, like, there's 3 different drinks. I've got the lemonade, the Fanta, and I've got the Coca-Cola, because he's just wanting to fetch those down a little bit and maybe just adapt what we're drinking. Obviously, I can't tell you what to drink, or you can't tell anybody what to drink, but he knows that someone around you is just drinking more than that kind of thing. You understand that? That's lovely. Well, just know that he's around you, my darling. He's fit and well, he's doing amazing, and he's sending everything else back down here of the healing thoughts and being with you as much as he possibly can. And the support that you are giving with the wise words that come out of your mouth have been amazing. All right. So I'm going to leave his love with you, if I may, darling, and say thank you very much, Sharon. Thank you. Funny, because he's always fed me soda. Well, he's just taking it away from you right now, my darling. All right. So I'm just going to leave that there. All right, my lovely. Right, let me just see who we've got now. Did somebody have a parrot? You're welcome, my darling. Has somebody got a parrot that's in the spirit world? Does anybody understand this parrot? Alison, you had a parrot. Okay. Do you also understand where Grandad is also in spirit as well, my darling? Vicky, you also understand. There's maybe a joke. All right, okay. I know somebody had a parrot, so let me just start. So there's 2 of you that understands the parrot, okay? And somebody used to, who, whichever one I need to connect with, would also understand with this parrot, there is also a Labrador dog as well. So, does anybody understand where this Labrador dog is? Like, I feel like it's a golden Labrador that's also connecting with in spirit. Right, okay. Um, right, and Martin, you also need to understand about the parrot as well, my darling. But Alison, if you are understanding it, this is fantastic. Okay. Can I just work with you, Alison? Because I do actually feel like I'm being drawn to your name, if that's all right. So, would you also understand where there is a gentleman that's also in the spirit world that also loved animals as well? There was, uh, it was a black lab. Do you understand where there is a golden? Do you understand where there's a golden lab as well? Because that's the golden. Yes, to Grandad, right? That's fine as long as you understand. Okay, where the golden lab is. Um, just find it. With your granddad, then, would you also understand where I'm wanting to say to you? Would he be very smartly dressed and have like one of them? I don't know if you what you may call it from wherever you are, because I don't know where you are. Um, like one of those grandad cardigans as well. He used to like wearing those with his trousers as well. They're very corduroyed. If you can just let me know, Alison Plumley. Yeah, lovely. And would you also understand where I'm wanting to say to you that he was always a bit of a joker as well? So I feel like, and he had his own special chair that he used to like sitting in when he'd come and done his jobs around the home and done his work as well. Very very well known within the community was your granddad as well. And he's such a lovely character that everybody got on with him no matter. He never said a bad word about anybody, and if anybody said a bad word about anything, he would just like roll his eyes or just say that wasn't very kind, was it? Can we just think of something else? He had his own chair. You understand that? That's lovely. Well, he's just fetching that forward about everything else that I've just said, which I can't totally remember. Once it leaves his mouth, then I can't remember unless I look at the comments or I've not hit the nail on the head. Then they repeat it. Now, I also know as well that he's wanting to fetch a lot of companionship around you as well. And I'm wanting to say, would you also understand where the letter J is also very significant as well, Alison? Because it's just your granddad's just fetched me that as well. He's just wanted to write the letter J. I also know there's some documents as well or some paperwork that also he's been waiting for and needs sorting as quickly as possible too. Somebody's waiting for a letter. It's just giving me the instance. Yes to Jade, as long as you understand it, that's great. But he's also given me a letter as well that somebody's waiting for, some correspondence, and he's just trying to fetch all that forward as well, just saying that it's around and it will come in due course. It's just taking a little bit longer than what you anticipated, but just know that is around there. You should also understand where you've also been hearing certain things. You've been waiting for a letter. Well, just know that it's on its way. All right. And I also know that there's also been some sounds and movements around your home as well, because he's just letting me know that he's been pottering around just to make sure that everybody's okay and everything's working. And you've got a floorboard that's got a really bad creak. Would you also understand that, Alison? I'm really sorry, but you have. I'm having to move my laptop because the sun keeps changing through the trees. Would you understand that, Alison, with the creaks and the noises? Yeah, you understand it. Well, just know that he's around you, my darling. He's still looking after you. He's still playing his tricks on you. And just watch where everything else comes together. All right. Keep smiling, keep laughing as much as you possibly can because he's wanting to fetch the laughter around you. Okay. So I'm going to leave his love with you, if I may, and be quickly and just move on to somebody else if that's all right. But thank you so much for being there for me. All right. Right. Okay. Let's see who else we've got. Mel. Can I just connect with you, darling? Would you understand where there is a female that's in the spirit world? And I also know with her that she would have been like a really good friend. So I'm not quite sure whether she was a sister or whether she was a really good friend of yours that has passed over to the spirit world. I know with her that she felt really. She's not going to. You're welcomed, Alison. She's not going into too much detail about how she passed, but I just know that she felt tired and weak. And I don't feel that she was able to get around as much as she possibly could, um, just like she was when she was fit and well. And it again, it used to frustrate her that she wasn't able to do the things for herself, even though she did try and things. Do you understand that, Mel? Just let me know if you understand that little bit, and then I can move on and continue. Okay, let me just continue working with her. I don't feel very old with this lady. So if you don't understand this, then does anybody else understand that? Oh, you do understand it, possibly your aunt. I know I didn't feel like a mum, a grandma. Would your auntie like a sister to you? Because that's kind of what I'm getting. Um, and you should also understand everything else that I've said about her, how she was. There's just a lot of you were close to your aunt. You understand this with your sister as well, Vicky? Okay, so let's just see where we go with who do I need to connect with. Whoever I need to connect with would also understand where the month of April is also very significant as well. Because she's giving me the month of April. She is such a gentle soul. I just feel very delicate at this moment in time. Do you still understand this, Mel? She's also giving me the month of November as well of being very significant as well. And I feel like there's some things that need smoothing out as well, that things haven't been totally plain sailing, and she's trying to give whoever I need to come. You're not sure about April? Okay. I know that April was very significant. I don't feel like I've connected with who I need to connect with. Kristen, can you understand? I know I'm just reading through you understood the November. Do you also understand April as well? Sorry, it's just like gone up. I just can't see all the messengers. at the messages, but I know that there's a lovely lady that's in the spirit world, and I know that she moved on forward. She was very delicate in um, how she was in her own self. Um, I also know that she found it very frustrating because she was a very independent lady, and she just still tried to do everything herself right until the very end, as much as she possibly can. You understand the April months as well, that's fantastic. But can you also understand how we also understand that how this lady is portraying herself? I liked to be independent. I loved to try and do things for myself. I know that I had to accept help towards the end, but and I know that you did a lot for her too. Okay, you was a listening ear. You also talked about things that was going on as well, within the life and the community, because she always liked to know what was going on. Never gossiped, and if she did, it was informative information. We're not gossiping, we're giving important information. Okay. And I also know as well that as she's coming forward with this, I also know that somebody's got some issues with their fingers as well because she's making them ache a little bit. I don't know if this is hers or whether this is yours or someone around you, but I do know that she's wanting to send healing around somebody's fingers, and I'm wanting to rub them together to keep them nice and warm as well. Okay. And I'm wanting to, right, okay, your mum's fingers. If you can understand this as well, Mina, then please accept it from the love of the spirit world as it's intended, okay? I do actually feel like I'm being connected with Kristen, okay? Maybe I may come to you afterwards with just a little bit of something else if we've got the time. All right, my lovely. But I'm wanting to say to you, thank you so much for everything that you did, because I also know that you gave her the confidence to actually move on to the spirit world and take her transition as much as she possibly can in a dignified way. Okay, and you made this possible. All right. I also know that she comes around you quite a lot as well, because she actually she touches you on the knees and on the hand as well, and I know that you actually hold her hand as well as to give her comfort when she was in her, I wouldn't say down days, if that's possible, but she's just wanting to let you know that she's there for you too. Okay, just giving you everything that she possibly can in the sense of healing, the upliftment, the love that she's wanting to surround you as much as she possibly can. Okay, and she's blowing you a kiss. I love you very much, dearly. Okay, thank you very much for everything that you did. Words cannot falter. I don't think words would be enough, but I know that you found her around and you feel her around, and she's just wanting to let you know because you've asked, because you can feel her, but you're not getting the messages back. So I hope that I can give you this. All right, my lovely. Just letting you know that she's just around you and that she loves you dearly. And thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you did. All right. So I'm going to leave her love with you, if I may, and then just quickly go to Mina, if that's all right. I know that you can understand nearly everything that I have said. Okay. And I also know as well that you hold a picture. You both do actually, because she's just come back in. And I'm wanting to say that there is a picture that is beautiful and that is holding and in somebody's living room as well. Okay. And I also know I don't want to say like a shrine, but I know that there's candles around this photograph and there's other people around. So there's just not one, if that makes sense. I know there's a photograph of this lovely lady, and there's a few photographs of other family members as well. And there's some candles that are just around, not too many, but just some nice candles. And it's just a nice display Would you also understand this, Mina? Lovely. Okay. And I also know that she's wanting to give you again the upliftment, that I'm wanting to make you smile a little bit. Okay. And would you also understand where we've just kind of invertedly reversed, stepped away from being sociable? That's the only way that I can describe it without sounding rude or anything like that. We've just been stepped back from being sociable. If you just understand that for me, Mina, that would be great. Yeah, lovely. Well, as you know, what's coming next? She's advising, and that's all we can do is advise you that you need to get back out there. You need to get back out and mix with your friends, with the family that you've kind of pulled away from. She's just wanting you to just enjoy life again. Okay? She's just wanting to let you know that she's there and she's pushing you forward, and we need to go on forward now. Please don't be sad, Mina. Okay? This is not what she's wanting. She's wanting you to have the smile upon your face as big as you possibly can, have the twinkle in your eyes, and get excited about life once more. Would you also understand where she's also wanting me to take you out into nature? Okay, I feel like we need to walk and just connect out there as much as we possibly can. Just let me know that you understand this, because there is a lot of love for you. You love nature. Get back out there, my sweetheart. It'll give you more of the wonderful benefits. All right. And she's coming with you. So you're not going to be on your own. She is walking with you, my darling, each and every day. As soon as you touch the feet on the floor out of your bed, she is with you every single minute of every single day. Okay. And I'm going to leave her love with you. I can't see your picture properly, so if I could see your picture properly, you have got a wonderful smile once you let it go. Okay, and just know that that's what she's wanting to fetch forward, my lovely. Okay, stay positive. And we know positive radiates positivity, and this is what she's wanting to fetch for you, my darling. All right, I know that there's a special celebration coming up as well that we're a little bit not looking forward to, but we know that we have to. Well, she wants you to embrace that as well, my lovely. Okay, and she will be there holding your hand through that as well. Okay, my lovely. So can I leave her love with you and say good night and God bless, my love? She loves you too, my darling, immensely. Okay. I'm not sure if we've come to the end. Unfortunately, have we come to the end of the session? If not, I can try and do one more. Yes, we have. Okay. Thank you so much for allowing me to work with your loved ones. Sorry, I haven't got round more of you, but I hope that you've enjoyed this. And thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you.